Hello, family, and welcome back to Shelton Talks. As we move through January, we are holding close to our theme for the month, rooted in purpose, memory, responsibility, and renewal. This theme reminds us that renewal doesn't happen without memory, and memory doesn't happen without intentions. Someone decides who gets remembered, someone decides what gets written down, and someone decides who gets left out. Today's conversation asks a necessary question: who gets remembered and who gets left out? For many of us, the first version of history we encountered came from a textbook. And yet, for so many communities, those textbooks were incomplete. Entire neighborhoods disappeared from the pages. Generations of labor go unnamed. Faith leaders, educators, organizers, and everyday people are reduced to footnotes or omitted altogether. These gaps aren't accidental. They are the result of choices about whose lives were considered worthy of record. Public memory, monuments, markers, curricula, anniversaries are often reflecting power, not presence. And when history is taught without context, without community voice, it quietly trains us to accept absence as normal. One of the greatest dangers in how history is told is the single story. A single story flattens complexity. It turns communities into stereotypes. It replaces lived experiences with convenience. Single story history teaches us that progress only moved in one direction, that resistance only looked one way, that survival required a single path. But real history is layered. It holds contradictions. It carries grief and joy at the same time. When only one story is told, it doesn't just misinform, it erases. An erasure is not neutral. It shapes how communities are seen, funded, valued, and remembered. This is why community historians matter, now more than ever. Community historians don't wait for permission. They don't require institutional validation to know that a story matters. They understand that lived experience is evidence. They collect oral history, family records, church memory, local knowledge. They preserve truth before it disappears. In a time when history is being shortened, softened, or stripped of context, community historians are stewards of complexity. They restore names to places. They return voice to silence. They remind us that history doesn't only live in archives, it lives in people. So when we ask who gets remembered, we also have to ask who is responsible for remembering now. Renewal requires honesty. Responsibility requires courage. And memory requires care. At Shelton Talks, we believe that telling the fuller story is not optional, it's necessary. Because what we remember shapes what we protect, and what we leave out eventually disappears. Thank you for being part of this work. Thank you for listening with intention. And thank you for helping keep memory alive.